Yo, what's up? This is the professor. I'm just making this video to review Black Panther. I think it's one of the great, meaningful superhero movies of all time. It's a lot of meaning to it. It's not just a superhero where just like the typical superhero movie where there's people, superhero fight aliens and this and just action and action and action. But it's just it also shows another side of it's Wakanda was in Africa. It shows another side of because I grew up in Africa, there's other developed areas, there's millionaires, there's billionaires in Africa that are living better than people here in the West. So it kind of shows that part too, It just shows of other African civilizations. But also, it just shows how this Wakanda relates to the rest of the world. And I like what the main actor said. It's not even fake, This reflects empires that came up in Africa, even up to today. So it reflects Egypt and African spirituality is just yeah, it just doesn't take place in Africa. It takes place around the world, and it's a very uh, great film. When you see people just stay behind to watch all the credits, and I think I was maybe I was the only black person around. I went by myself, but uh, yeah, everybody just glued into the movie. Like getting lost in the movie. When the movie just starts, everybody gets lost to it. And then it lived up to the hype. And this is the first time a villain you really feel for the villain in this movie. You know what I mean? He's a villain, but you see what he's been through, and you know he has been through a lot, So he's and not been through a lot in Africa, but in America and other places. So it just shows how people go through a lot of things all over the world, So it, it's it shows that conversation that even Africans and African Americans have, So that it just it, it's I think this is a very unifying movie, and it's a movie that brings unity, and everybody that watch that wants peace will really appreciate this movie, and it's also fun. It's very interesting. It's great to see, the other side of black actors being superheroes and all that, not just thieves and all. So I mean, it balances the whole thing out that even people of other cultures can create their own superheroes and support it. So it's a great thing, and it's great something to go out and watch. Like the movies are not as interesting like before. So it answers a lot of questions about life and African spirituality and about the world and issues and politics. And he's not just a superhero; he's a son and issues with his father and you know what I mean, abandoned children and a lot of things. So it talks a lot about. I'm not gonna give it away, so I'm just gonna stop there. It's a lot of action and it's just a movie that you like Black Panther, but you can understand where the villain is coming from. So people are just divided. Others identify with the villain, and others identify with the Black Panther. They're all Black Panther in different suits. So it's a movie that you're just in between. It didn't matter who makes it alive. It's like I'm not gonna give it away, but it's like it doesn't. It's like you understand both the villain and it's a very complex movie. So many layers, messages and everything. So it's a great movie that you get something from it, not just entertainment, but and the action is there, and it's so great to see black actors and men and women doing great in Hollywood, and it's just a great movie. It's a black movie, but it's a great movie that everybody will enjoy and relate to. We're all human. We relate to a lot of things that people will watch. So I watched. I was it just you could all kind of if what people went to see the movie, it's all kind of people, young, old, you know, black, white, Asian. What? This is a movie that the first time I go where I see all kind of demographic of people, because I live in Australia. All demographic of people. Now, if you go and see Spider Man, it's like young people. If you see Superman, it's like men. If you see Wonder Woman, it's like women. If you see, but this kind of all kind of people, and they were not disappointed to see. It's just it's a movie that people can relate to, and questions about life and entertainment, and it's a wonderful movie. I think it's my favorite movie. Like it's a favorite superhero movie. People are still stuck on the Superman and all that, but if you watch Black Panther, like you're gonna relate to this. It's not just the title Superman, but this movie really lives with the hype. So it's gonna set the standard for other superhero movies to come. So it's a great movie that you can just watch and get entertained and learn something from it, and also answers a lot of questions about life. And so it's great. So communicating to the ancestors and all that who have passed away and all that is just it's great, man. Answers a lot of deep questions. So it's 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 uh it's a wonderful movie that's great for everybody, and people can just watch and enjoy it. So it's just great. You should see all kind of people going to watch it, and it delivered. It speaks for everybody from all angles. So it's a great movie, and don't miss to check it out and go to the theaters and watch it. I'm not gonna talk a lot about it, but you gotta go and see it. If I've seen it, you can relate, and it's just a movie where people are just you can feel where the villain is coming from. And you can also see where Black Panther was the lead role is also coming from. And being a sensible leader who is not just a superhero, but he also dealing with the real issues of the world, and how Wakanda relates to the world. So it sort of reflects the different type of not just black people but African and black people as a whole, a different side of it, of different angles and people in general, and just it's just a movie that's for everyone, So it's great. Go and check it out, and salute to Marvel for making this great movie, and it's just an entertaining movie for everybody, So a lot of great action, and it's not just doesn't focus on action, but it's just like a superhero movie. It's also like a drama. It's just like a comedy. It's like a lot of complex. I'll be ready for a part two to this. So it's a lot of emotion. You get emotional watching this movie. Like I got so emotional watching it. It will touch you in different sides, and it's just a very great movie. And boom, yeah, check it out. And if you haven't, and if you have, you can relate. And it's just great. I don't want to give anything away. It's great to see people with different black outfits and all that, and so, on Facebook, and going to watch it. And but I had a chance to watch in a theater where different kind of people, all demographic of people coming to watch this movie. It's just a great movie for everybody. So everybody can relate to the messages in this movie. And Professor 160, and it's all a movie that is not just about a superhero movie, but about world peace too. So and answering complex questions, politics, everything, so and life so it's and personal problems and everything. So and society issues and how Wakanda relates to the other world and to the world outside, and it really answers a lot of questions. So it's a great movie. Check it out. I'm not make a long review, and I'm glad I went to watch it. There's a very few movies you're gonna see that are like this. So you spend that money and go and see it in the theater. So Professor 160, thanks for listening to me. And you notice my name is not Eli Awani. I took away the professor. It's just that I do digital marketing, so if people look for me online, they will not know the professor part, especially employers, So at least they can find me online, and so if they see Eli Awani, they know it's me. So if I put professor, some people will not know it's me, So and that's why I put Eli Awani, and you all know my, but I'm still professor, and so yeah, so I had to change my name up on Facebook, so other people can find me. So Professor 160, I'm out. Peace.